Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Hiking Time. So some of you have asked, what is your water system like? How are you going to drink water? What kind of food are you like? How do you take your food? What are you going to do? So you've seen my cooking system already in the previous episode. If you haven't watched that, go back, watch that, and you'll see how I cook stuff. But for water and food, here's what I do. I've got 3 1-liter smart bottles that I'll be filling up if it's a long stretch. If I know that there's going to be water ahead in a couple miles, then I'll just take enough water to get me a couple miles, and then I'll fill up at the next water spot. So I'll be using my Gut Hooks app to figure out where the next water is. But here's what I do. I have a Sawyer squeeze. That's this wonderful thing here. And this is my filter. And normally it looks just like this. Anyways, I've made a special attachment here, but what you do is you put this onto something that has water in it. So this is my big special scoop. This is a CNOC or KNOC, however you want to pronounce it. It is a water bladder, totally collapsible, which is lovely, but it fills up 3 liters. So between the 3 liters here and my 3 1-liter bottles, that'll get me through a long stretch, because there's a couple areas where there's not water for like 20 miles and sometimes even a little bit further. So this is lovely. You fill this little bad boy up. Just gotta pull them off there. And then it has a wide mouth. There you go. You scoop up your water and then you seal it shut again. Oop, there we go. And then once this is full of water, you can connect, like you can have it just drip out into a container or whatever. But if you don't want to stick around to see if it's actually hitting into the container, I like to do it in a special coupler here. You hang it, the water goes through here, through the filter, and then into your bottle. And I don't screw it all the way tight either, because you want a little bit of air to release, you know, the vacuum pressure and everything. But that's how I do my water. So I'll fill up all of my water bottles if it's going to be a long stretch for that day. And then this is my special bag that I put my food in for the desert section. Because there aren't many trees around to do a proper bear hang, you want to have an odor-proof bag, so that the little critters, because yeah, there's lots of little critters in the desert, they don't smell your food, because it will smell wonderful to them. Anyways, this bag is awesome. It holds, it can hold quite a bit actually. I've got like almost 5 days worth of food, don't ask. But anyways, here's basically like a typical day is in a bag. I've got usually like 1 freeze-dried meal, or a meal that can be rehydrated in some form or fashion. I've got my vitamins for the day in here. I've got my greens that I just add water to and shake in my little, my Vargo bot thing that you saw in my previous episode. And then I've also got some restorative amino acids, because the protein thing is a big issue on trail. And then for breakfast on this particular day, I do have a Mountain House breakfast skillet, just as an example. I've got some protein bars for snacking in between. And then for supper, I have, oh, actually we've got to do lunch. Lunch is going to be trail butter. I've got a wonderful trail butter here that's in a nice collapsible container. And it's going to go on a tortilla. And then for supper, I've got couscous, which I will probably cold soak in my little cook container, my Vargo bot. I'll cold soak that. But that way I've got everything I need. Each day is portioned out in another separate Ziploc bag. In this particular one, in the first leg of this journey, I am going to have all of my extra, my greens that are portioned out, my protein powders that are portioned out, my vitamins that are portioned out for the next leg, because what I'm going to do is I'll resupply with food in town, but I really want to have these greens and the protein powder I really wanted to have. So I've packed these extra for the next supply town. It's just, I know it's a weight thing, but it's just going to be for the first little bit to help me get going. because I really want that stuff, and I know I won't get it in the small little towns that I'm going to at the very beginning. This is a special MCT oil. I'm going to be adding about a teaspoon every night to whatever meal I'm having. And that is for several reasons. MCT oil is great for your brain, and Lord knows my brain can always use as much help as it can get. And it's also good for extra calories. And it's a really good, nutritious oil that's good, like the omega-3s and 6s and all that. It's really good for you. So I'm going to be adding that to each of my dinners as well. So I've got that in there too, but the rest is all just the individual days. So I've got basically 4.5, almost 5 days worth of food in there, and just extra electrolytes too. If I find that the ones that I carry in my little snack pouch on my backpack aren't enough, and if it's really hot all of a sudden, like, you know, the weather can be cold, it can be hot, there's extremes in the desert, right? So if I do find myself getting really dehydrated, I do have extra electrolytes as well, different kinds. So there you go. That's the water and that's the food. And I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed any of this information here. I hope you found it helpful. And otherwise, I'm going to be seeing you guys on the next episode. And thanks again so much for joining me on this journey. It means the world to me. I'm so excited. I'm glad you can come along and, you know, be a part of the preparation. So awesome. Okay, we'll see you later, guys. See you on the next one.